Yo, what is going on, guys? Vortech Gaming here, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Rise of TNA. And today for you we have another episode of Impact Wrestling. Sorry for there being no explosion on Saturday. The reason for that is because I've changed the kind of taping day, so I wasn't able to do it that Saturday because I had to wait till Monday to change it. So yeah, kind of sucks, but that's how it is. So yeah, we've got an episode of Impact for you. Yeah, we've got some good stuff booked in for tonight's show, hopefully. We're actually going to go to the tri-state area because it's where our popularity is highest. So actually no, we're not, because we want to get our popularity up in other regions. So we're going to go with Southeast, because that is actually where TNA are based. But for some reason on this kind of database, our importance is higher in the tri-state area, and that's probably because they've been doing more shows there like recently. 2,000, just under 3,000 people expected to be here. It's the GA. Wait. Oh yeah. So it's the GA Macon City Auditorium. So capacity of 2,600. I'm just trying to find one that's like 3,000. Is there any difference between 3,500 and 2,000? No, we'll go with the 3,500 because it kind of makes more sense. So yeah, let's get straight into the show. Right, so some dark matches. Just over 3,000 people are here, so that's good. So I'm glad I kind of upped the attendance at the capacity of the arena. And first match is Chris Melendez versus Magnus. So in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Magnus defeated Chris Melendez in 7:41 by pinfall with a spine shaker. So Melendez was visibly tiring towards the end, so that was 7:41. So I suppose we kind of need like 5-minute matches at the minute for Melendez. You know, really short matches, kind of the matches that we put on for with the knockouts. I think that'll be best suited for him at the moment. But 46D, it's better than the match with Kenny King last week. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Moving on. The Bromans versus the Menagerie. So that's Jesse and fuck, what's his name? Robbie. Jesse and Robbie E. Versus Nux and Crazy Steve. Interesting thing about Crazy Steve, he's actually registered as blind, and he does some incredible stuff in the ring. So, you know, fair play to Crazy Steve. Yeah, check out Impact. Go check out Crazy Steve because he is just insane. I don't know if he's like registered fully blind, but I know for a fact he's partially blind. He can't see very well. So some of the stuff he does to say that he can't see very well is just insane. But anyway, in a match that had an average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, the Menagerie defeated the Bromans in 11 minutes when Nux defeated Jesse by pinfall with a knocks out. Rebel did some good work at ringside. Nux and Rebel have good chemistry. Obviously Robbie E and Jesse have great chemistry. But yeah, 52D plus, not too bad considering the Bromans are pretty much ratings killers. I've never rated the Bromans, but yeah. Next up, oh, okay. So in a match that had good action and average heat, Taryn Terrell defeated Velvet Sky by pinfall with a diving crossbody. Yeah. Taryn Terrell's not really involved in tonight's show, so I thought, you know what, I'll give her a pre-show match. Velvet Sky, as much as I like her, not really doing anything with her at the moment, so you know, she can take the fall. And yeah, it's kind of to give Taryn some momentum. But yeah, C isn't too bad. It was actually penalised for booking decisions. Announcing quality was penalised for low experience? What? Mike Tenay and Taz, low experience. I'm sure they've been announcing together for years. But apparently not. Okay. So that got C, which isn't too bad. The final dark match, EC3 versus Rockstar Spud. 53 C-, which isn't too bad. Just testing it out because this is a match I'm planning on having later on in the month, maybe, or maybe even going into January. But yeah, in a match that had some good action and average heat, EC3 defeated Rockstar Spud in 8 minutes 37 by pinfall with a headlock driver. Not too bad. I was hoping it might be a bit better, but you know, unlucky, I suppose. Well, unlucky? I don't know what I'm on about. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the end of the world. You know, they can carry on working together and improving. I don't really want to have them in matches yet. That's the problem. Like on the show. So yeah, we'll see. So moving on to the start of the show, and we get a 67 C+ to start. So I'm not going to say that because I sound stupid when I say that. So the show starts with an impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised and several sections of the excited crowd are shown waving various signs. The focus then switches to the announce table where Mike Tenay and Taz introduce and hype tonight's show and the expected impact the likes of Bobby Roode, Lashley, Kurt Angle, MVP, Taryn Terrell and Havoc are likely to have. That is not supposed to be Taryn Terrell, but it is. So let's move on. 67 C+, not too bad. Ooh, a nice B to start the show. So Kurt Angle makes his way down to the ring to open the show and grabs the microphone. He tells the audience that the first match of the night will decide who the #1 contender will be to challenge Low-Ki for the X Division Championship. He then goes on to say that he's been thinking about it over and over and that it shouldn't just be an ordinary match. And he says that as a result, he's decided that this match will therefore be the signature match for the X Division, an Ultimate X match. So we're bringing the Ultimate X matches back. In my opinion, TNA should actually bring that back because, man, I loved watching Ultimate X matches. Back when it was like Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles and, you know, Chris Sabin. There's been some insane moments in Ultimate X matches, and they should definitely bring that match back in real life. But on to today's show, and the match itself, wow, okay. Got a D. That's not great. So in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, the Great Sonata defeated Manic, Crazy Steve and DJZ in a 1 vs 1 vs 1 vs 1 Ultimate X match. I don't know why I didn't just say Fatal 4-Way Ultimate X match. Or a 4... yeah. When the Great Sonata retrieved the item. So yeah, that I must have booked that really badly. Because these guys... Oh, I tell you what could have been. I forgot I had Crazy Steve in this match. I should have gone with Nux and the Freak in that earlier match. Balls. Moving on. I can perform better if you use me in matches that suit my skills. High spot based matches do not belong to my strengths. You're in the X Division, man. Anyway, another B-. Another B-. B- next segment. Austin Aries enters Kurt Angle's office and tells the executive director that although he hasn't done anything noticeable as of late, he'd love for Kurt to consider him for the TV title tournament. Kurt agrees that Aries could make a great champion and tells AA that he'll think about it. Is it AA or A-double? I think it's A-double, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, the TV title is returning in January. And Kurt Angle has 2 weeks to decide who's going to be in the tournament for that TV title. So yeah, two segments with Kurt Angle in and 2 Bs. Well, a B and a B-, but yeah, not too shabby. Next up, match C-, not great. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Abyss defeated Eddie Edwards by pinfall with a black hole slam. Maybe could have put some interference in there by James Storm, because that's what James Storm does. That probably got penalised for booking decisions. It didn't get penalised for... Oh, it actually got a bonus for being well booked. I always get well chuffed when I see that. Low experience... Announcing quality penalised for low experience. I honestly don't get it, because they've been announcing together for years. I'm sure they have. honestly, I am sure they've been announcing together for years. But, you know, whatever. Abyss was penalised for declining physical ability. He is getting on a bit, Abyss, I believe. I don't know his exact age, but is he late 30s? I'm sure he is. Late 30s, early 40s. I'm sure. But C- isn't too bad. Moves on the storyline, I guess. And I suppose it puts it above that 53 rating. 53 barrier. Kind of borderline cut-off point. So, yeah. C+. God damn it, Gail Kim. You've ruined Kurt Angle's momentum. So Kurt Angle's making his way to his office when he's stopped by Gail Kim, whose arm is still bandaged up after numerous fights with Havoc over the last few weeks. If you didn't know, Gail Kim was the Knockouts champion in real life, and yeah, Havoc came along and absolutely destroyed her. Did this kind of hook body slam thing where she put her arm behind her and just slammed her on the concrete outside the ring. Looked absolutely nasty. Man, that was... It is such a good move. It looks so good. So yeah, definitely go check that out. I really like the look of that move. It looks like it genuinely hurts her. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, she asked Kurt for a title match against the Knockouts champion Havoc, saying that she never really got a fair one-on-one rematch for the title, which is true. She's always been injured when she's had the rematch. Or, well, injured. It's a kayfabe injury. And then, obviously, when Havoc lost the title, it was in a triple threat, and it was to Taryn Terrell. So, she's never really had that one-on-one fair rematch. So, yeah. At first, Angle denies the request, however, after some persuading by Gail Kim, Angle eventually agrees. So, I got C+. It moves on the Knockout storyline, which is good. Yeah. Overall, not too bad. Next up, a TNA lister advert. Taryn Terrell tells fans to log on to ImpactWrestling.com, become a TNA lister to get exclusive content, discounts, and more. That doesn't move on any storyline, so yeah. I mean, it's only, like I say, it's basically a network plug, so yeah, moving on. Kurt Angle is shown in his office on the phone. He says that he knows what he did a few weeks ago to MVP was unacceptable. He attacked him, and he's an authority figure, so apparently he's not allowed to attack him. And that it wouldn't happen again. After a short pause, he said, "I understand," before putting the phone down. Is Kurt's job in jeopardy? That got B, man. Kurt Angle's putting out these good ratings so far. Oh, Jesus. Right. In an extremely short match, Havoc defeated Gail Kim by stoppage when Gail Kim was injured and could not continue. Havoc makes defense number 1 of her women's knockout title. That definitely got... Yeah, penalised for booking decisions. I wish I could become more consistent at booking, because I'm just really bad at it, in all honesty. But yeah, Havoc retains the title after injuring Gail Kim's arm again. Maybe should have put it a bit longer, but yeah, you know, D-, not great. And a D, man, come on. So Loki's been interviewed backstage by Jeremy Borash. It would have been Christy Hemme, but she's pregnant, so yeah, that's classed as an injury on the game. Who asked him how he feels that at the next pay-per-view he will face the Revolution's Great Sonata for the X Division Championship. I think the next pay-per-view's Lockdown, but obviously I wasn't gonna put the name of the pay-per-view in and then it'd be a completely different pay-per-view. So I believe it's Lockdown. Before Loki can answer, he's attacked from behind by Manic and Sonata. After the attack, Manic just turns to JB and simply says "Pledge to the Revolution" before the two walk off as if nothing's happened. So yeah, not as high rating as I'd like, but I understand that these 4 aren't the most over people in the company. That's not actually Manic's face at the moment. He's got all blue costume and he looks cool. But yeah. Hopefully we can improve this storyline. It's not been great at the minute. So a video is shown hyping Lashley up as the Destroyer in TNA. and it mentions how he wants to pin Bobby Roode and take back the World Heavyweight Championship, and the video also shows highlights of his recent victories. So that's a C, that's just a hype video. Moving on, D+. Damn, I thought this would be pretty good. So Brown makes his way down to the ring holding a steel chair in one hand and a mic in the other. He mentions how he ripped Devon apart a few weeks ago and that no one had seen him since. He then says that he's the new king of hardcore and that he and Magnus are now ruling the hardcore division of Impact Wrestling. At this point, the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, made his way to the top of the ramp and told Brown that Impact Wrestling was still his house. Brown responds by telling Dreamer that he isn't in ECW anymore and needs to get out of the past and into the present, where he'd see that he was the new king of hardcore. Dreamer tells Brown that he's still the most hardcore man in professional wrestling and that he'd prove it. Dreamer challenges Brown to a street fight match, which Brown accepts. So, yes. Moving on. I knew I should have had Abyss versus Edwards in this slot. So In About had solid in-ring action and average heat. Brown defeated Tommy Dreamer by pinfall with a Velvet Noise following interference from Magnus. Velvet Noise? I didn't think that was the name of his finisher, but okay. Oh, they don't seem to click. Man, that sucks. Anyway. What? Right, so apparently hardcore matches don't suit Brown. C-, that's a bit better. So Magnus has gifted Brown the victory after hitting Tommy Dreamer over the back with a kendo stick as he was setting up for the Death Valley Driver. The two Brits then turn their attention to Dreamer. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. The two Brits then turn their attention to Dreamer, who's laid on the mat. Brown's about to hit Dreamer with a DDT onto a steel chair when Al Snow runs out to "We Want Head" chants to help Dreamer. Snow goes to hit Brown with a clothesline, however Brown ducks and rolls out the ring, causing Snow to hit Magnus. Snow then performs the snowplow on Magnus, sending a message to Brown, who sat on the ramp laughing. Snow and Dreamer then celebrate as Brown watches. So yeah, brought Al Snow back into kind of a ring role. His push is a personality. I don't think you can actually fight as a personality, so I may have to change it again. But yeah, C- isn't too bad. Definitely lifted the previous segments. And I think that's Magnus and Al Snow, man. So yeah, moving on. C+. Hopefully this will save the show because that semi-main event was awful. Kurt Angle makes his way out to the ring, presumably to end the show. He grabs the mic and tells everyone that the board of directors have ordered him to give MVP a public apology for attacking him a few weeks ago and asks him to come down to the ring. MVP makes his way down to the ring with Kenny King and asks Kurt what he's going to do to make it up to him. Angle says that what he did was wrong and he knows exactly how to make it up with him. Bobby Roode's music then hits, and as he's making his way down to the ring, Angle tells MVP that he will challenge Bobby Roode for the World Heavyweight Championship right now. So yes, we have a championship match. And a B-. Yeah. In About that had a good crowd and good action. MVP defeated Bobby Roode in 1847 by pinfall with a malicious intent following interference from Kenny King. So MVP wins the TNA World Heavyweight title. Who saw that coming? Be honest, who saw that coming? So MVP is your new World Heavyweight Champion. So let's see what happened after that. 81B. The match between Bobby Roode and MVP is over, and there is silence. No one can believe what they just saw. MVP has beaten Bobby Roode and is the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The camera turns to Angle, who's looking very angry. This was supposed to be punishment for MVP, but it's ended up being the complete opposite. Angle slides into the ring and goes to attack MVP, however stops just short, knowing he's already on a warning. King takes advantage and attacks Angle from behind. Angle falls to his knees and seeing the advantage, MVP drops the title and delivers a drive-by kick to Angle. Roode drags Angle out of the ring and MVP and Kenny King celebrate in ring. What will Lashley make of MVP winning the world title? And what will Angle's next move be? Find out next week, only on Impact Wrestling. So yeah, 8-1B. That's not a bad way to end the show. Especially with the last match. So let's find out what the final rating is. I reckon the semi-main event killed it. Oh, fuck! Oh, I forgot to... This was supposed to go after the X Division #1 Contenders match. So this is absolutely going to kill the show. Oh, fuck. The camera cuts backstage where we find EC3 being flanked by his bodyguard Tyrus. EC3 says that he's been in TNA for just over a year and he's still unbeaten. He says that he'll be damned if his unbeaten run's going to end by Eric Young or Rockstar Spud, and after he's dealt with these two jokers, he'll move on to bigger and better things, mentioning the World Heavyweight Championship or maybe the TV title. Right. I thought I was missing something, you know? I knew throughout that show I was missing something, and this was it. So let's see what that's done to the final show rating. Oh, it's a B-. So Manic was slightly overused, and I used Crazy Steve far too much. I believe I used him in one match. Well, 2 matches. Yeah, 2 matches if you include the pre-show, but the pre-show technically doesn't really count, does it? Anyway, yeah, B-. That's not a bad show. This show increased our popularity in 22 regions and lost us popularity in 1 region. Man, I wish I'd put Abyss versus Eddie Edwards in the semi-main event slot instead of Brown versus Tommy Dreamer. And obviously, if I'd have got that EC3 thing, kind of, you know, if I'd have put it in the right place, I reckon that could have been a much better final rating. What was the main event's rating? 76. So, yeah, man. Could you imagine if we'd have finished the show on a 70, 76, 81? And the semi-main event had have been a 55. It would have been a lot better than that, is my opinion. So yeah, that's not bad. You know, we gained popularity in 22 regions, which is really good, and I believe that'll take us over the kind of lack of good storyline thing that does my head in. So yeah. Unfortunately, on this database, we are still on Spike. You may have noticed. Unfortunately, they don't have Destination America, so yeah, they just kind of left it on Spike TV. Okay, so ignore what I just said because my thing stopped responding, and I had to wait about 5 minutes for it to come back. So yeah, I kind of lost my trail of thought. But that wasn't a bad show. We'll see what the show rating was. 1.81, which is up from the 1.67, which isn't too bad. We're getting near that $3 million mark, man. I mean, obviously that'll change kind of, you know, like after, at the end of the month when we pay all the wages. But I don't think there's that many people on written contracts, if I'm right. Abyss is on a paper appearance. Al Snow's written. Angelina Love's written. Bobby Roode's written. The referees are written. Brittany's written. Okay, so it's kind of 50-50. So yeah, hopefully we won't have that many people on paper appearance deals. If you take a look at the story on written deals, if you take a look at the storyline, how is that only a 66? Oh yeah, because Lashley wasn't actually in it. So yeah, that's at 66. Gunnar and Shaw hasn't started yet. MVP and Kurt Angle. What? Bro, we had some insane ratings. Nah, that's wrong, man. Surely that can't count. I mean, we had an MVP and Angle promo, which was like 80. Oh my god. Oh, why are they aligned? Man, what is going on there? No way. I did not set that. Everything's going wrong. Kingma versus Melendez, well, we didn't do anything with that. The Rise of the Revolution is at D+. Loki's Mannequin Sonata. How has that not got a rating? I mean, I'm kind of happy because... Oh, right, apparently Loki's... What is going on, man? Everything's changing itself. I swear down on my life. Right. I'm going to take a proper look at this. Hang on. Right, Lashley versus Roode. Bobby Roode's aligned with Kurt Angle. Yeah, right, that's right. Gunner and Shaw. Yes, that's right. MVP and Angle, that's right now. Wish it had been right in the last show, but Melendez, that's all good. Dreamstone, Mannequin, yeah, right, that's right. Loki versus Mannequin Sonata, that's right now. That's all. There we go. Do that. Terran Terrell versus... they're all on their own anyway. Return of the TV title. I'm actually going to add EC3 to that. In fact, I'm going to add EC3 and Eric Young to that. Oh wait, what am I doing? That's the wrong one. Add worker. Ethan Carter III. And Eric Young. I've just noticed I don't actually have an EC3 versus Rockstar Spud storyline, so... oh dear. And King of Hardcore is at 56 minus. So let's have a look at how many storylines are over 53. Lashley versus Roode is. Wolves versus the Revolution is. And King of Hardcore is. So only 3. Which could really do with some booking, with some improving. Let's see what this is. What is the next pay-per-view? Okay, so it's TNA Genesis. So, yeah, I was wrong. What is this one night only thing? What? Okay. Why are all these dormant? You know what? I think I'm going to get rid of these one night onlys, and I'm going to just set all these to active. I know, like, it's... I just don't get these one night only things. Like, there was a one night only knockout special, was it? Where they had, like, knockouts from, like, or women from, like, Shimmer and Shine come in. And I was just like, what is the point? What is the point? So yeah, we'll get rid of all them. And we'll set all these to active. Because I prefer proper storylines. Oh wait, proper pay-per-views rather than one night onlys. So yeah, what do you mean it'll clash with Lockdown? Right, you know what? I'm gonna do that later. But yeah, that's it really for this episode, guys. If you like the episode, then please leave a like. And let us know what you think of the show in the comments section. I don't know how we got that rating with the amount of times that I messed up with the booking. But yeah, we did. So that's all cool. So yeah. That's it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on Saturday with another episode of The Rise of TNA. And we will see you tomorrow for the second leg of the playoff semi-finals. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.